So you're staring at the Dometic DFLA40211 thinking, is this the furnace that won't haunt me every winter? Cheap knockoffs promise the same 40 kBtu for half the price, but then you're left wrestling with rattling vents, finicky thermostats, and a manual that reads like stereo instructions. I dug into the real-world trade-offs, and this one actually feels like the smarter buy if your camper needs steady heat without the drama. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Most RV furnaces are either too loud, too bulky, or too finicky to install without cutting new holes in your ceiling. Dometic's DFLA40211 is one of the few that quietly solves all three headaches at once. It's low profile enough to slide under a bunk or behind a cabinet, yet it still pushes 40 kBtu enough to keep a 35-foot fifth wheel cozy when the mercury dips below freezing. The trick isn't just the heat output, it's the flexible duct setup that lets you route the warm air exactly where you need it instead of forcing you to replumb the whole rig. I've seen owners mount it sideways on a closet shelf, hang it from the ceiling joist, or even tuck it under the dinette with zero drama. That flexibility alone saves hours of drilling and rerouting. The only real limitation is ceiling height. If your rig is under about 5.5 feet inside, the low-profile shape still fits, but you'll lose a little airflow volume. For everyone else, the compact footprint is a game-changer. Quiet operation is where this furnace earns its keep. Most 40 kBtu units sound like a small vacuum cleaner on full blast, but Dometic's blower is noticeably quieter thanks to the redesigned scroll housing and vibration-dampening feet. It's not silent nothing that moves that much air ever is, but it's closer to a bathroom fan than a leaf blower. If you're a light sleeper or you camp in crowded campgrounds, that difference matters. Maintenance is another area where cheaper furnaces punish you. The DFLA40211 has a slide-out burner tray and a clear access panel for the heat exchanger, so cleaning the soot and lint takes 10 minutes instead of an hour. The only catch is the air filter. It's washable, but it's also smaller than the ones in residential furnaces, so you have to check it every couple of weeks in dusty conditions. Miss a cleaning and you'll hear the blower laboring, which is your cue to pop it out and rinse it. Where this furnace stumbles is fuel draw. At full tilt it can sip nearly 4 amps, which isn't a problem on a 30-amp hookup, but if you're running off a small lithium bank you'll need to budget for the extra draw. Owners who boondock full-time usually pair it with a 200-watt solar panel just to keep the batteries healthy overnight. If you're plugged into shore power every night, the draw is a non-issue. Another hidden cost is the optional heat duct kit. Dometic sells a separate rectangular duct adapter that lets you tie into standard 6-inch flex duct. Without it, you're stuck with the rigid round outlets that ship with the unit, which limits your routing options. Factor that $30 to $40 add-on into the total if you want true flexibility. Who should buy this furnace? If you live in your camper year-round or you chase snowbirds down to the Sun Belt every winter, the DFLA40211 is worth the premium. It installs cleanly, runs quietly, and keeps the heat where you need it without forcing you to redesign the interior. Weekend warriors who only fire it up a few times a year can probably get away with a smaller, cheaper unit, but they'll still appreciate the easy maintenance and the lack of rattles. Who should skip it? If your camper is under 25 feet or you rarely camp when it's below freezing, a 25 kBtu furnace will save you money and weight. Also, if you're dead set on mounting it in a slide-out bay that sees 120-degree summer temps, the heat exchanger may run hotter than ideal, shortening the service life. Bottom line, the Dometic DFLA40211 isn't the cheapest furnace on the shelf, but it's the one that actually delivers on the promises you read in the ads. It's quiet enough for overnight comfort, flexible enough for tricky installs, and simple enough that you won't dread the annual cleaning. If your rig needs reliable heat without the drama, this is the furnace to buy. Check it out using the link in the description before you decide.